Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Intel Room, your Assassin's Creed Rebellion podcast with all the goodies, news, and everything else. My name is Rob. I'm joined, as always, by SirAlex.
Hello there.
By Khaleesi.
Hi.
And by Charlie.
Hello.
And it's crazy how much has gone on since we last did a podcast. Since we last spoke, they announced a brand new campaign taking place in the Caribbean, with 6 new heroes, a new calendar, weapons, bug fixes, quality of life stuff. And it's all here. We are recording this on Thursday. The update came out 2 days ago. So hopefully we've all had a chance to get our hands on. But a lot to unpack. So let's jump straight in. And talk about the new campaign. So Charlie, I'm going to throw it to you first this time. What were your first impressions when you landed in these missions for the first time?
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was going to be pretty much a copy and paste of Dead Men's Gold, but it wasn't. It was actually quite nice to see some new backgrounds. Obviously, they've taken some of the mechanics with like the bullet dodging and stuff like that into it. It seems quite well thought out. I don't know if that's everybody's opinion, but it seems like you can either kind of like go through each mission kind of how you choose. From what I've played of it so far, it looks like you can either like steamroll the lower levels with like the bottom row of the level with like your tanks and your DPS, or if you want to get shadowy and nimble, you can free run and assassinate around the map as well. So it kind of looked like it had a little bit of everything. So I've really, from what I've played of it so far, obviously my stream got interrupted last night, but I think I'm on number 12, and the difficulty seems to be ramping up fairly quickly. I kind of noticed that a little bit. It did massively jump. I think I took Maria Thorpe and 2 other people into a thingy, thought I was going to breeze it, and yeah, it was a very, very, very close call. So yeah, quite challenging, and yeah, not too bad. Just nice. Music's awesome. It's just nice to have a really good, I don't know, something new. It actually felt like new content. Yeah. I know that sounds weird, but it actually did feel like new content rather than just a hashed piece of content, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm with you on that for sure. Once you get past level 10, I don't think like any of the levels are a joke at that point. I think they're all reasonably tough, and obviously they continue to get tough, but yeah, Khaleesi, what did you think seeing these missions for the first time?
Oh God, I thought they are gorgeous. The missions are gorgeous. I guess we're all kind of happy because of the many assassination checks, stealth checks. There's so many. These missions are more shadow oriented, opposing to the Norway missions that were more like enforcer oriented. So this is a great change. The music is absolutely awesome. I just really loved how the campaigns look. I love how the missions look. You can take multiple routes on almost every mission, so it's really great. The missions look fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. And SirAlex, how are you feeling? Obviously, all new art, but kind of reused layouts. But how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, we knew already then the maps would have been like not exactly a copy paste of the event, and because we're mods, so we're better than the others, so we knew already. But still, actually playing it, it was pretty good. Like I didn't expect them to feel this different. I think. The only mission I actually recognized was the GM5 of Hunter's Hound, because I just love that event. It's my favorite one, maps wise. So, but still, it was a little bit different. Like at the end, the boss room is not there in the campaign, and I remember one. I don't remember if it was I don't remember which mission, but it was already pretty far ahead, and I reached that with like Lucas almost dead, the second to last room. And I was like, "Oh my god, there's still the boss room ahead now. I'm just dead. I have to reset." But there was not, and with the cutscene instead. It's nice overall. They actually feel like completely new maps. So if this is their compromise, like between providing just straight copy pasta and brand new content, I'm fine with it. Like this is actually good. It felt even much better than Echoes, which was already fairly nice. So I'm up for it. Actually, I was surprised, and people told me that apparently there's good music in it. So it's yeah, overall pretty good. I'm very very satisfied with the campaign this time.
Yeah, because I guess they reused missions from, I think, A War in the Shadows, the Hunter's Hound one you mentioned. There's a For Democracy mission in there, but the other two, I think one is it's like a legacy mission or something, but it's one they used for Swift assassination. For those who can remember that from the old Helix Rift Challenge days.
How can you remember these things?
You just
I
read
didn't
it
remember.
somewhere.
I looked it up, yeah, for sure.
Someone posted it. Someone like crazy
someone much smarter than me, yeah. And then the final one, which I didn't realize until long after it was out, apparently the last mission is a Spears for Hire map, like Spears for Hire 10 or something. And
I
never got to
Nice
experience
touch.
that. So.
Yeah, nice touch. I didn't recognize it obviously, but it was a nice touch. When people told me, "Oh, that was Spears for Hire," like, "Oh, okay, that's nice."
Yeah, because it just felt brand new, and obviously that fifth mission layout is pretty unique compared to anything else we have. That kind of increasing verticality, which was nice. And a new story as well. Do you guys enjoy that?
Oh God, the lines are awesome. They're just so cool. I love the story.
Yeah, it's nice to get some fresh dialogue. Nice to get some cheeky one-liners in there. Not a particularly.
It made a nice change, especially like different bit of sense of humour, and obviously reading something new for a change was quite nice. So yeah,
I think it just made it even more looking like completely brand new content. And even if like it wasn't 100%, I think the key points to make it look absolutely like completely new were there. So
yeah, for sure. And so this kind of raises a question for me, because this obviously comes off the back of us just getting Jacob, and obviously we previously had Evie. And
sorry. You mentioned it, Jacob. I think I owe the ban because I apparently compared to last time, I clearly found some facts to give about him, and there were I don't know, somewhere deep in the van, the place is a mess, and he's amazing. Like he's actually an amazing character. Sorry about this, but it just we just tested a bit, and he felt really good. So props to the devs for like making a completely hopeful character actually amazing in Rebellion. Like I think in Rebellion he's one of my favorite heroes right now.
Oh my God! Like wait, stop.
And I absolutely hate him in Syndicate or like in general. I wished he didn't exist, but now I'm fine with it because he made it to Rebellion and he's amazing. All right. Okay. Get back to whatever you were talking about.
That was good. Anyway. I'm glad. Yes, I will allow all Jacob gushing. I've seen your 5-star Jacob videos, and I'm very eager to get him 5-star. He looks so good. But no, what I was saying was obviously we just had Jacob and we've had Evie, but we didn't get a Syndicate event. And I, excuse me, assuming that the problem is it's just too much effort to make a new event. But then we get this campaign, and obviously the layouts aren't new, but we've got brand new artwork, we've got brand new story. So, like, would you guys have been happy if they'd have done the same thing for Syndicate? Or, in an upcoming event, let's say Arno comes to the game, if it's we're going to throw him in Echoes or we're going to do this, like, it's an obvious choice, right?
No, this is way better. Like, even those reused maps redone this way are absolutely fantastic. I really wish that they're I don't know how complicated this was for them to make, but the result is absolutely amazing. I love the new maps, even if some parts are slightly recognizable. I would take this over putting someone back in Echoes any day. Like this was just awesome.
And the rooms can only be so different, right? Like there's only so much you can do to make a room different to another room and, sticking rooms together. So yeah, it definitely offended me far less than, I think a few people, but
But you know
Yeah.
what? It's like for the first time after so long, I've been playing something and I didn't know what to expect. Like there were no recommendations, no nothing, no power requirements. You just went into a mission blindly and you have no idea what's going to happen there. I absolutely loved that.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess it just puts all the burden on the art team, but we've seen the art team, they've been fantastic, like for as long as I can
Yeah.
remember. The new heroes and the missions all look fantastic. And I guess it saves the actual figuring out of how to configure rooms and stuff. But
I mean, in all fairness, I think when they do what they've done with this, if you have got nice new backgrounds and a kind of a tweak to the storyline and new lines and things like that, I think people get so involved and engrossed in the storyline that they don't realise that they're actually playing old maps, if you know what I mean, because it all feels new. Like last night, I was enjoying playing through that. And in all fairness, I didn't really know that these were carbon copies from other maps. I just was enjoying it. It was nice. I was having a laugh with my chat. And the game just looked awesome and felt awesome to play. So I've got no issue with like them doing that because it just literally felt like a brand new bit of content and it was really good fun to sit there and play.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. So, yeah.
I
My
think that to
advice-
get back to the question about how do we feel about having events or this type of things instead of brand new events. I think that, as you said, for the art team, it doesn't make that much of a difference because they still have to do a lot of work to make them look different from the other maps. But in general, I think that copy pasta is really, really bad, like in any shape or form.
It's ruining.
Yeah,
The whole
especially
experience.
after a long time because Rebellion has been out for actually quite some time now. So people just tend to expect something like brand new all the time, every day, all day. So if they're able to refresh these things without making like completely new from like ground zero for all the departments, then I think it's enough. Like, would I prefer to get a proper Unity event with brand new maps and new dialogues, new story, everything new? Yes, I would. Would I be down for something like this? So reuse maps just with like a Paris layout slapped on top and new dialogues? Yes, I'd be absolutely fine. Anything but on Acos, really. So
Well,
yeah,
you can always put them in a pay cube if you want that. But
absolutely. Yeah.
no, I'm glad we're all united on that front because, yeah, if they can heed any advice from us as the player base, I think, yeah, future events, if it's a case of, nothing or this, then it's this 100% of the time. But cool. Right. So let's talk heroes because new campaign, as with Norway, meant 6 new heroes. And there's definitely 5 of them that I want to talk about right now. We got Irakani, a common tank wielding an axe. We got the common Heloise, a support hidden blade user. We got Jabral, who is a common stealth large sword user. Ivo, a rare navigator sporting a hammer. And Jacot, a rare disarm sporting a sword. So, from those 5, who's jumping out at you guys? Feel free to.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't really care about the others. I just care about Elise, to be fair.
It's just all about Heloise.
Yeah.
She just looks so cool.
She does look fantastic.
And the kit is actually nice. Like, a support with hidden blades. I love her. The look is awesome, but even the kit is intriguing. I'm a bit sorry she's just a common, but still, that's an amazing looking character. I love her so much. The others are fine. The other 4 are fine. But even like the others are cool. There's a couple of good looking ones. The other one, there's a couple which are more like, standard pirates. What do you expect from that? But still, overall, they almost all look pretty good.
How about you, Charlie? Who's taking your eye?
Is it Jabbar or Jibril? Whatever his
Jibril.
name is. Yeah, the
Jibril.
memes that went about on that was absolutely hilarious. On
Large sword with the
ACR
stealth.
Discord. Yeah, just when I read that when I did my patch notes video, and I even laughed then. And some of the pictures that went about, and the one with Wonder Woman with the sword down the back of her dress, and
That's obviously just going to be an invisible sword when he gets his T5 weapon.
It was so funny. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at him now. I quite like is it Exvo? How do you pronounce his name?
Which one is it?
Ivo?
Who?
Ivo. Yeah, I like the look of him. I love the outfit on him. I think he looks absolutely awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he looks sick.
Interesting.
Like proper. Like I kind of like that outfit. That type of.
SirAlex doesn't like any heroes in a long blue coat.
Yeah. Very funny.
So yeah, I like the look of him, and obviously there's someone who's shot at 88 miles per hour and ended up in this picture. But yeah, I mean, I think the artwork, that's one thing I think you can't really say anything negative against the art team in this game, is the fact that the heroes just look so beautiful in this animation style. They do such a fantastic job with it. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it really
Jacot
is.
too. It might be my second favorite. She looks great.
Yeah, she looks beautiful too.
So
but yeah, you touched on it a second ago. Obviously, the T5 weapon missing for Jabral, but I think all of these 5, right? None of them have a T5 weapon available. Is that worrying to people?
It's maybe a bit inconvenient, but keep in mind that these are commons and rares. So by the time that you get to craft T5 weapons, you're not actually going to worry much about common heroes. And I do suppose that we are going to, I'm sure of that, we're going to be getting more gear. So I don't think that should be an issue right now.
I guess the question is, would you guys actually play with any of these 5 at any point?
Yeah, that's the question. Like,
that's a problem.
Yeah, but I think I see it from the other perspective instead. Like, they're already commons and rares, so it's unlikely for me to use them. And it's also kind of unlikely for any new player to use them because, like, of how they're acquired. We'll probably talk about this later. But so if they don't even have a T5 weapon, then I'm really never going to use them. Like, not even try them. I'm just maxing them. And so it's actually probably a bit more concerning for them. Like, Malik doesn't have a T5 weapon, but he's so amazing. He's an epic. He has just an amazing kit, amazing stats, that people actually find a way to use him in a lot of content. I even used him in the campaign. Quite far from, like, from what we expect to see an epic without a T5
My baby
weapon.
account has leaned on Malik super hard.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah, he's really good.
But these new heroes instead, they're already commons and rares. You get them pretty late, and they don't even have a weapon. I don't know. I think I would have loved at least like a couple of them to get one, Eloise. But yeah, I'm sure they will come. But the fact that they're like unique, so there's no one else with their weapons, makes me think that it might take some time before we get to see weapons.
It's nice to see the combinations, right? Because obviously there's the hero subclass versus the weapon subclass, and obviously we've got 5 new combinations. It'd be interesting if they did a Helix Rift event where, you needed a green hero and the only green on the roster was Jacot or something. Or the only blue on the roster was Ivo and you suddenly had to use them. But yeah, Charlie, are you worried about the lack of T5 gear or no difference to you?
Yes and no. I can understand both Khaleesi's and Alex's point to the fact that us at Endgame, really, are we going to be using common heroes? Are we that fussed that they're not getting T5 gear, like all weapons? Probably not. But then at the same time, as Alex said, if you want to make them appealing, then they'll need that gear to be appealing, because the jump from a T4 weapon to a T5 weapon is astronomical. It's night and day. I mean, I'd rather. I was gutted that Malik didn't get his weapon. He would have been my first choice if I was releasing the weapons that were released. He would have been top on my list. I was happy to see Kenz's. She would have been my top 2. That would have easily been my second choice. But I like the fact that they've been inventive with these heroes, but they're also putting these like at a disadvantage. They're making these quite quirky, clever subclasses and things like that, and mixture of weapons and subclasses. But then you can't actually equip them heroes out because they've not made them weapons for them heroes in the game.
No.
Like, you know, if it weren't for Jacob getting his own legendary weapon, he wouldn't have had a weapon in the game because he was DPS. Am I right saying that?
Yep.
Yeah, DPS with a dagger. There is no DPS with a dagger. So if he wasn't legendary, we wouldn't be able to equip him with a weapon. So I think they do need to put a little bit more effort into kind of releasing, either change the way your weapons work, like as in like you can equip whatever weapon you want on any hero, doesn't matter about the subclasses, or if you're going to start putting these classes and subclasses and weapons into the game, make sure that you can equip them. Like Maximo, they've given him a T5 weapon, but the poor little fella still gets beaten up because he's got no T5 armor. So it's like, all right, I can hit him harder, but I'm still getting absolutely smashed against the brick wall back. So I do think they have to kind of put a little bit of consideration into the gearing when they're creating these heroes. That's what I'd say.
It's a shame, right? 'Cause we get 3 new T5, subclass weapons, but then we get 5 new, holes to fill with T5 gear. It'd be nice if they could crank up the rate they're putting out the gear.
We're missing some universal weapons. Like we have the Myrmidon spear and Xipho's sword. So maybe a solution would also be something similar for other classes too. Like maybe something in between. That would be a cool addition.
Yeah,
weapons.
Yeah, I've seen your suggestions, SirAlex. Yeah, it'd be cool because I guess the 2 weapons you mentioned, they're not quite as good as proper tier 5 weapons, but they're a decent step up from tier 4, so it's nice. Yeah, it would be nice to have something like that for sure. But yeah, Charlie says blades for Malik. What would you guys like to see in the next round?
Well, at this point,
Rodrigo's
I'd say
armor.
Yeah. But
I want Rodrigo's armor. Come on.
he doesn't really need that, though. Like, he really doesn't.
But it would be cool.
I think I had to redo the Norway campaign 25 because I think I put one of the I freed Altair and I put one of the new commons, and the other so the mission was like Lupo and Rodrigo, and I was like, you know what, just let rest Lupo a bit, and I just use Rodrigo for the whole mission, campaign 25, Norway 25. And he made it like without even, just he doesn't need the armor. Sure, will be fine, but yeah, he doesn't need the armor. Like blades for Elise though, yeah, blades for Malik, whatever. Yeah, that would be absolutely cool. Kensa was my next one. She got the weapon. She's amazing. Her weapon is fantastic.
I was a little disappointed with the weapon, to be fair.
Why?
Because I think there should have been a little something that increased her dodge.
Are you insane? She has the best dodge in the game.
But this is the thing. Like, if you make a weapon to make a hero better, then equip them out to what they're good at. So put in an extra 5%. If they just put 5% dodge, 5% dodge chance on the weapon, brilliant. It's improved what she's good at, and that's what I think it needs to be done. I hate it when they release weapons that have no bearing or no effect on the heroes what they're good at. It just irritates me. So they should have put a dodge on that. That irritated me. I see the weapon, equipped it, see there was no dodge, and that took the jam right out my donut. I had to right on. I was just that really annoyed me because like a 5% chance isn't going to make too much of a difference.
Well, you can at
Especially
least
this is
train a
ACR
car
odds.
for the 5%.
Even if it was a 3% chance, just something that plays to what that hero is good at. And that's
But
what
well, the other
irritates me.
stats were okay, but compared to like many other times, and
No, I know
like
what you're saying, but
no, it just said the weapon had good. All the stats were fitting for her. It just like the weapon just didn't have dodge, which is a bummer. But it's not like the weapon wasn't meant for her. It just didn't have also dodge, which is another stats that meant for her. Like if you pick someone like the heroes, for example, take Jacob. Like literally any stats work on Jacob. Like any stats, kinda. So a weapon for him should feature all the stats because any stats could benefit him.
no,
his
but
kid.
but he's not known for being a free runner. So them improving his agility doesn't bother me because that's not his toolkit. Yeah, he can do it a little bit, but it's not what he's like what I'd call proficient in. But Kent's is all about the dodge, getting the hits in. So why not play to that? Why not just give her a little bit of a dodge on her weapon, which is what her main toolkit is? And
It's tough, isn't it? Because it also has to, be for future DPS polearm users, who I guess may not be based around dodge. And it's tough with enforcers because I guess they benefit from health, attack, defense, crit chance, crit bonus, dodge.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like her kit is already so strong. Like she dodges already so much that I was as long as like the weapon wasn't featuring like I don't know +100 dexterity, which could happen.
I know what you're saying.
As long as there was nothing crazy like that, I was fine. Like, could it be better? Yeah, maybe, sure. Not sure if it will be balanced though. So, and I don't want to get into that because balancing like weapons, all these weapons in the game must not be easy at all. But as long as there's nothing silly like stats that simply do not belong on a character, I'm kind of okay.
Yeah, I was just a little gutted. I'm not saying that it's. I was just like really expecting to see a dodge. Like if I'd seen even a 2 or 3% dodge, I would have been like, "Oh, sick!" Like this weapon. This is the weapon we've been waiting for, type thing. So
You just be rolling with Kenzo and Malik and just never getting hit at any point.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not that. Like she still get hit. Like it's not like you're never ever going to get hit. I was just, just a little bit of something in the weapon that would have just played to her strengths. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying like she should have been plus 50% dodge. I'm just saying like a 3%, even a 3% would have been nice because it's something that will just give her a slight improvement and make her even better than what she's good at. That's kind of where I wanted to go with it. Now, Lupo's robes, awesome. Increases his dexterity massively. So that's awesome because he's all about the stealth, the lockpicking, the disarming. So that piece of kit suits him so well. So that's, what I mean? That's all I wanted to see with Kentsa was just a tiny little bit of an extra, just a little bit of a dodge thrown in there, just to round it off and say, there you go, that's your weapon. You look beautiful with it. Go use it, type thing.
Little cherry on the sundae.
Ishak desperately needs his arm.
Oh, yeah, okay. That we agree on. Yeah, Isaac.
Okay, everyone calls.
All right, whatever. The guy with the mask, anyway.
Yeah, he desperately
right,
needs
come on,
the
let's
armor.
talk about this this bloke who came back from the future.
I don't know what you're talking about. There were only 5 heroes in this update.
Do we really? Because I think I've been pretty good so far. I didn't use that many bad words. Like I've been great.
Oh, no.
The hero I thought it was Alexius with his helmet off.
I thought it was Basim a little bit later in the day.
Skin for Alexius. I thought it was just Alexius with his helmet off.
All right, SirAlex, here is your chance to unload. How do you feel about the addition of Leonidas to the Caribbean campaign?
All right, so
where's my swear button?
This is a low blow, by the way.
Brace for impact.
Yeah, okay. So I hate Odyssey. So and not like I hated Jacob. Like I actually hate Odyssey, and so I wouldn't have been excited for Leonidas either way. It's not like there was like any content that would have made me excited about him. But the way he's introduced, like in a DMG kind of, in a pirate theme, in a Black Flag themed campaign, that was just absolute nonsense to me. And especially because all the other heroes instead were fitting the theme. And I don't know, Leonidas is a nobody in Odyssey. It's not like, oh, but this is a very important character, so we want to have the campaign featuring a legendary everyone can recognize and everyone loves. Well, no, Leonidas is nothing like that. No one cares about Leonidas. If you do, it's because you watched 300 and that's it, because it's cool in there. In Odyssey, it's like 5 minutes screen time, and like, oh, he's a grandpa, whatever. He got this magical stuff, and blah blah blah. That's it. So I don't know. I actually think that if I had no idea what they were thinking, like at all, and I'm pretty sure that consider the wave Leonidas has in the DLC universe, they could have found a lot of heroes from Black Flag that would have fit the theme more, the campaign more, and would have been more well received. I think I saw people speculating about who the legendary hero could have been, and there was some nice ones. So I don't think the disappointment was quite clear from everyone. But usually I can see, right, but maybe, they were thinking this or they were thinking that. In this case, I really have no clue. He's out of place. I don't like him. I hope it's an isolated case. I don't want things like that again. And that's it. Fuck Leonidas.
Yeah, like you say, just a really puzzling decision when, like you say, there were good characters who they could have thrown into this spot. Obviously, there's plenty of room for an Odyssey-based campaign. Like if they wanted to build off For Democracy, or they've got Spears for Hire just sitting there where they haven't done anything with at least 8 of those 10 missions. Like there would have been a good spot for him in there. I don't know. Charlie, were you as puzzled
There's
as
only
us?
2 heroes in for Democracy anyway. It's not like there's not room for him to go in now.
Right, they could have just wedged him straight in the event.
Yeah, like, oh, let's just release him in there. Like, I'm with Alex. When they released it, I was gobsmacked. I was like, what pirate is this? Like, I was like, I know I'm not like that great with some of the Assassin's Creed franchise, but I swear he wasn't in Black Flag when I played it. He might have been hiding on one of them legendary ships that I shot down him. But I couldn't believe it. And he is basically a carbon copy of Alexius. He is basically a copy and paste of Alexius.
There's a reason for that,
much.
kinda,
No, I know. Obviously, it's the Spartan thing, but I'm even talking about ability-wise. He's got the Ring of Chaos.
All right.
He's got another ability which basically is going to be the equivalent to the Spartan kick. He's got the parry ability. I don't think Alexius has got the fury ability, but he has. So there's a slight tweak there, and obviously, it is just a car. Like they both use spears. I just thought it was a lazy effort, if you want my truthful opinion. I'm not great with the AC world with main hero characters from like the main series, but there was some banging suggestions on the forum. I just don't know why they just don't ask the fans, like, what hero would you like to see in this campaign? And their community would have just told them what legendaries are put in the game. You know what I mean? It's just rather than pluck somebody out who was died 2,000 years before the Caribbean. Like, I know that the game's obviously, it's a game, and I've always said that ACR can have its own rules as far as I'm concerned. Like, people say, well, Al-Malim did this, he betrayed the Brotherhood, and Arno was a Templar? Was it him who was a Templar, or who's the one who's a Templar now?
Shay,
that's it. He's a Templar and all that. But it doesn't matter. I don't care if they throw baddies in there.
Arno was a Templar? Did you just say that? Did you just say Arno was a Templar?
Yeah,
sorry, I passed out. All right, go ahead.
I've kind of said that, like, as far as I'm concerned, ACR can have their own rules because to me, it's an independent game. It's a separate game that do feature some of the main series heroes. But to just throw a random character in from a completely different time into a themed event was just bonkers for me. I was gobsmacked, absolutely gobsmacked when I see it.
Khaleesi, anything to add to those two rants?
Well, personally, even if they placed an original ACR nobody, a pirate, to be a legendary new hero, that would be like 1,000 times better than this. Honestly, it didn't have to be a hero from Black Flag. It could have just been another ACR original hero. Just, better thought through skills and stuff, someone worthy of a legendary role. And I would be perfectly okay with it. I don't like this. I love the artwork as always. It's always been great. Skills are not really so good on Leonidas, but I don't like this mismatched combination that they made. He just doesn't belong here. It just looks weird. It's odd. I don't know. I don't like that they put them here.
Yeah, it is weird. It's weird when you see the poster of all six together, which is a beautiful poster, but it's just, oh yeah.
Did you notice they put him like in the back line?
Yeah, try and put the background behind him. There is an imposter among us.
In all fairness, I think he will be a good hero. As much
I was
as
going to say, if we can put our disdain for his misplacement
he
aside.
will, like his toolkit, as I said, is the same as Alexius. Alexius is a very good hero in the game.
Some nice AoE,
yeah, he's got AoE, like especially, I mean, even more than Alexius. Alexius is single target damage unless you Spartan kick. If his main attacks do AoE damage, I mean, you get that ring of chaos off at the start. Especially if he's got initiative, you're damaging both enemies in front of you, and then if he can hammer the pair of them with just a basic attack, he's going to be a really good hero. But it's just the way they introduced him. Like, unfortunately, I think he will be a very good hero, but they should have just brought him in a Helix Rift event. They should have just put him in.
He could have been in for democracy.
Yeah.
And nothing. No one would.
Yeah, they could have just introduced him next month.
Well, that's what I meant. That's what I said. No one would have batted an eyelid. They would have been like, "Oh, fair enough, a new hero. Like he's in the theme. He's, because they've got the Odyssey event, Mask of the Abyss. You've got obviously Cleopatra, Apollodorus, Kensa, Byac, Aya, all people from the game. Fine, that's fine by me. And then all of a sudden, you've got this Helix Rift event that's had the same two heroes in it from launch, and you can't even find the room to shove an actual hero from that time into it.
There's only two heroes in the Odyssey event, just Alexius and Cassandra.
Only Alexius and Cassandra, just the two of them.
Yeah,
that is actually pretty hard. Yeah, I thought, because at first I thought, well, maybe they want to, they're like, it was the current AC game by the time it got released, so they want to push the main protagonist as much as they can, so they don't want to like rotate him with anyone that might be less appealing. But that was the fact of 2 years ago, and I think we already have different heroes in the Valhalla event, because we got Sigurd, which is rotating with Eivor. So
keep in mind, we've actually got two Odyssey events, right? Because Hunter's Hounds is just Odyssey DLC, so we've got two Odyssey events. They got
true.
Yeah, that's right.
And so the story in Odyssey doesn't make sense.
5 heroes in an event, then that means we've got 6 slots available between those two events if they want to get 5 in each.
Yeah.
Okay. Leonidas rant over. Just a puzzling decision. I don't know anybody who, can make heads or tails of it, but never mind. Let's move on. Right, we've talked campaign, we've talked heroes, we've talked weapons, and then there's just a slew of other stuff. We've got the calendar. How are we feeling about the calendar?
Right, that's amazing. It's I think it was requested by many people for a long time. I hope they'll keep on improving. Like I know that it doesn't have like the purple the FHC cubes on it, I think, yet, and there's no clear indication of whose progression and who's ranking, but I think it's pretty obvious. So I do hope they'll keep on improving, but regardless, it's a very nice addition. Something that seems very simple, but has a huge weight on, on the overall experience. So I'm very glad it's there. Good job. Very good job. It looks cool though, too. Like,
It
looks
does.
good,
It looks
feels
really
good.
cool.
Yeah, it helps obviously newer players and people like
Mm-hmm.
that who probably haven't got Discord, don't know about the forums and things like that. I'm a bit curious to how they'll update it because it's gone up to the 20th of July so far, hasn't it? So I don't know whether they'll get to that month and then they'll sling another month on, or whether they're going to go like week by week. I don't know how they're going to do it.
I
Obviously,
assume
they
they'll
normally
just do like
announce
a
it
whole
monthly.
batch, like once a month,
But
and
yeah, I was
guess,
a bit gutted that they didn't have the cubes on it, like Alex said.
that's useful
I
info.
don't know why they didn't do that.
Yeah, especially as they're going to stop.
That will get updated with some new stuff in there. It's a shame that none of the things in there is clickable. Like that.
The heroes, yeah.
Yeah, there's a way that things can be resolved. Like you just click on the card of the event and it shows you if the hero is going to be a progression reward or what featured hero cubes are in the event. And that would be kind of cool. I really do hope that they do something with the calendar.
Yeah, for sure. Very nice, though. They also some very nice fixes. Stealth assassinations.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
That's a big help. If you've seen some of the checks on the stealth assassinations,
Yeah, I noticed that with
through the roof.
Luciano.
And Matteo, and there was some really cool stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, because like high-end content, you had no chance at a stealth assassination, so that was good. Nimble Opponent got a variant of a fix.
I think
guess
it's
the way we remembered it, it was actually broken because it was too good, and then it was broken because it was too bad, and now it's kind of, I guess, where it's supposed to be, which is somewhere in the middle.
I think it's just the memory of like how Maria was in the early that makes it like painful.
Oh, poor SirAlex.
No, I mean she's my favorite here in the game, along with like Matteo. So and I just loved her so much, and it pains me that she can't get nowhere near how she was in the past. I do think that the current state makes more sense. Like 25% chance of like increasing the dodge at the start of the battle for the whole battle is fair, especially because she's got self healing and she's already has like a pretty decent dodge and stats anyway. The only thing that I don't like is that like when a battle starts with like multiple enemies and obviously nimble opponent is active by default, then when you kill one or two, then it disappear. And when there's one enemy left, regardless of if this battle started with more than one, then it will disappear. I think it would have been nice if just, when there's a battle with more than one, there's nimble opponent until the whole fight is done. So all the enemies are defeated. But I guess it's okay. And she can't do what she's done in the past, like against Torquemada. If she gets the 25% increase, then she'll make it. If she doesn't, she's dead 100%. So, but yeah, it's okay. It's a variant. At least we know how it works, how it's supposed to work. We don't need to speculate to understand, is it bug, is it not bug, is it intentional or not. So that's good.
And my boy Apollodorus got a buff as well. Boom.
Yeah, Wise Council got a couple fixes. My personal favorite, the exclamation mark, has been removed when it was incorrectly showing. So that's
fucking finally.
Nice. You can actually
God.
I feel free to craft gear in advance now. Like I've never done it. I wait until they're 5-star because
I am still not taking the risk.
I've rolled the dice. I crafted Leonidas's spear, and I'm exclamation mark free, so I'm happy.
Wow.
Worth noting, it wasn't just bugs being removed. They seem to have introduced a couple, particularly the reverse ordering of heroes. I don't know what's going on with that. It is
It instantly just came up for me. I just literally tried doing it a little while, like literally about 3 or 4 minutes ago, and my Animus challenges have reset back down to 0. I claimed the
that's the
first
problem.
4, luckily enough. And I thought, I'll go in and do the stealth mission again. I'll do them twice this time.
Mhm.
And it went from the opposite way upwards, and I had duplicates of Bogey and God knows who else, but none of my other heroes in the game.
Yeah, it's so funky when it gets it wrong.
So I just was like, I can't be bothered with this. I just shut the game back down. I'll just rush it. I don't care about the Helix credits. I really just don't give a shit. Until they fix it, I just don't care. Like, it's not even that. It's the resetting of the Animus challenges.
Yeah,
I've already
the only way to do it right now is you basically have to do them and collect them in one sitting. Like, you can't close the app, else they're going to reset, which is
I mean, if
not
this is
going to
the
work.
Daily Cube one, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you have no chance
yeah,
of
that
care
would
package.
be a problem.
Yeah, so let's hope care package isn't on the upcoming roster before they can fix that. That's a major bummer.
I think most of the recent updates has been pretty bug free, to be fair. So this is like, but it's still kind of exception. Like, it's worth noting that this was definitely not bug free, and some of the bugs are actually pretty significant. So I really hope I know they're aware of the bugs and know they're working on it, so things will get better soon. But still, I hope the next update will get back to the standard we got in the past few ones.
Yeah, they're obviously trying to do a lot of things in this update.
I got screwed over by the Helix Cube showing of Cleopatra.
No Cleo, yeah.
I was
You were
like, oh,
hoping-
sweet, she's back again. So I quickly joined the Helix Rift event, and then it wasn't until the second mission, and I realised that I weren't getting anything. I was like, what's going on here? And then I was like, oh, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, so that's Cleopatra's in the shop when she's not supposed to be. Which a bummer.
She's not supposed to be in the game, though, to be fair. So
I
don't know.
She is, and I thought, well, this will be a good chance to kind of just get a close to 5-star as possible. Maybe next Master of the Abyss event, I haven't got to sweat me bollocks off. I can just go in, get like the little bit of DNA I need, and come back out. But no, it just absolutely.
We look forward to
that was soul destroying.
Yeah, like you say, like the standard recently has been pretty good. Obviously, this one's a shame. I think they tried to do so much in this update that maybe they just took on too much with it. But yeah, let's hope that stuff gets fixed soon. We'll try and live with it until then. Was there anything from 3.1 that you guys wanted to throw in that we haven't talked about? All good?
I don't think so.
I think we covered everything, yeah.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed playing the campaign a lot. I just want to, emphasize this a bit. Like, I actually, replaying the Norway campaign and all of that was kind of annoying, like kind of boring. At the time with having the actual Valhalla event alongside it wasn't the best, but in general I was like, oh, okay, I need to play the campaign, fine. I need to do desync and do it again, fine. This time I actually had fun, like a lot of it. And I didn't notice the maps were like copy paste up almost for the whole campaign. And not knowing what to do was great, not being able to look for the maps and all that. So content wise, I think this update was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I'm with you. I only recognized 2 of the maps when I was playing. I think it's the For Democracy one and the Hunter's Hounds one. But yeah, I didn't recognize the other 3. I had to go back and check that they were reused layouts, and obviously people outlined it. But no, I was blown away from obviously. I was thinking it was going to be a DMG copy paste, so I was delighted, and yeah, definitely felt brand new. So it's a thumbs up from me.
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you to everyone who's managed to make it this far. Thank you all for listening. And thank you guys for joining me on this chat.
Thank you.
Until next time.
See you
Take
later,
care,
everyone.
everybody.
See ya.